Chapter 1, verse 4.
Sovereign of the Day of Recompense.
This verse destroys the incorrect mentality that worshipping other than Allah, the Exalted, or obeying others in the disobedience of Allah, the Exalted, will truly benefit them. One is only worshipped or obeyed in order to derive benefit or protect from harm. No one will be in more need of benefit and protection from harm than on the Day of Judgment. But as all sovereignty belongs to Allah, the Exalted, on the Day of Judgment no one will achieve benefit or be protected from harm unless Allah, the Exalted, grants it either directly or indirectly by granting intercession to someone such as the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. His intercession has been discussed in many narrations such as the one found in Sunan ibn Majah, number 4308. Understanding this encourages one to sincerely obey and worship Allah, the Exalted, alone and refrain from His prohibitions and only obey those who encourage the obedience of Allah, the Exalted, such as the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Chapter 4, verse 80.
He who obeys the Messenger has obeyed Allah.
In addition, as Allah, the Exalted, alone will control the affairs of Judgment Day, one will therefore only succeed if they practically prepare for it in a way ordained by Him. This involves using the blessings one has been granted in ways pleasing to Him. In reality, in most cases nothing in this material world in itself is good or bad, such as wealth. What makes a thing good or bad is the way it is used. It is important to understand that the very purpose of everything which was created by Allah, the Exalted, was for it to be used correctly according to the teachings of Islam. When something is not used correctly, it in reality becomes useless. For example, wealth is useful in both worlds when it is used correctly, such as being spent on the necessities of a person and their dependents. But it can become useless and even a curse for its bearer if it is not used correctly, such as being hoarded or spent on sinful things. Simply hoarding wealth causes wealth to lose value. How can paper and metal coins one tucks away be useful? In this respect, there is no difference between a blank piece of paper and a note of money. It is only useful when it is used correctly. So if a Muslim desires all their worldly possessions to become a blessing for them in both worlds, all they have to do is use them correctly according to the teachings found in the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. But if they use them incorrectly, then the same blessing will become a burden and curse for them in both worlds. It is as simple as that. One can adopt the correct attitude when they understand the purpose of these blessings. Every worldly blessing a Muslim possesses is only a means which should aid them in reaching the hereafter safely. It is not an end in itself. For example, wealth is a means one should use in order to obey Allah, the Exalted, by fulfilling the commands of Allah, the Exalted, fulfilling their necessities and the necessities of their dependents. It is not an end or an ultimate goal in itself. This not only aids a Muslim in maintaining their focus on the hereafter, but it also aids them whenever they lose worldly blessings. When a Muslim treats each worldly blessing, such as a child, as a means to please Allah, the Exalted, and reach the hereafter safely, then losing it will not have such a detrimental impact on them. They may become sad, which is an acceptable emotion, but they will not become grieved, which leads to impatience and other mental problems, such as depression. This is because they firmly believe the worldly blessing they possessed was only a means, so losing it does not cause a loss in the ultimate goal, namely, paradise, the loss of which is disastrous. Therefore, still possessing and concentrating on the ultimate goal will prevent them from becoming grieved. In addition, they will understand that just like the thing they lost was only a means, they firmly believe they will be provided with another means to reach and fulfill their ultimate goal by Allah, the Exalted. This will also prevent them from grieving. Whereas, the one who believes their worldly blessing is the end instead of a means will experience severe grief when losing it, as their whole purpose and objective has been lost. This grief will lead to depression and other mental issues. To conclude, Muslims should treat each blessing they possess as a means to reach the hereafter safely, not as an end in itself. This is how one can possess things without being possessed by them. This is how they can keep worldly things in their hands and not in their hearts.